May 24th, 2023. PlayStation's showcase gives us our first teaser of the next full FNAF game in development, along with a gameplay release trailer coming about 6 months later in November. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 was announced. This will be the next installment of Steelwool's era of Five Nights at Freddy's. This would be the first major release of a FNAF game since the ultra buggy and train wreck of FNAF Security Breach. The game will shortly come out the following month on December 14th, 2023. It has officially been a few months since the game came out, and it has had time to settle, and the community now has a chance to fully embrace the quality of the game. This is what I'm going to be doing in this video, as I will be giving my full in-depth rating on the game, whilst also telling you guys the new timeline that we are in for this story of Five Nights at Freddy's. Loading into it, we are met with a nice little job orientation from the big voiceover guy himself, Hand Unit. We agree to these terms and then head into the main lobby of the game, and we are met with the FNAF 6 location, and it isn't in ruins like how it was in Security Breach. We are met with a 90s type computer with files on there with different games to play. Unlike Help Wanted 1, this isn't a game full of FNAF remakes, and I quite like that. I guess we should dive in, and I will be doing each minigame in order based on the files they are in, so let's go ahead and jump into Backstage. The first minigame of this review takes us to Daycare, as the game bases minigames from FNAF's sister location till FNAF Security Breach. We are making arts and crafts from what Sun wants us to complete. We are under a time limit for each creation, as Sun will get mad if we don't complete it in time. The first one, he gives us a painting we need to paint the correct colors of his liking. For mine, I got Freddy, and it is cool how we can mix colors together and such to make the painting have more flair and color. Yeah, son, how do you like my drawing?
So many purples.
You could have just said you hated it, bro. Next, we get to create a paper pal. We use the dart gun to hit the items we need to make him perfect for Sun. We can also hit dark spots, which can cause the lights to go out, and you will hear Moon close to you, so maybe let's not do that. How does this one look, Sun? Did I do a good job?
Impossible. Really?
Oh, okay, I'll just go fuck myself then. The final creation we have to make is a combination of the last two, where we make a paper pal and then color him correctly. This is where it gets stressful, as Sun is getting panicked because it is almost nap time and Moon is about to awaken. I will say I was definitely in a panic when this was going on, as the timer kept speeding up and I had zero clue when it would go off and I would die. But we finished it and Sun was very happy with the art I had made. Freaking finally, jackass. I am not going to go over every prize we get in the minigame, just that every prize we do get will be able to be seen in the Pizzeria lobby, whether it is from the character gallery or something like a poster hanging on the wall. Next up, we got Salon Staff Bots, where we need to prepare the staff bots for the big show with makeup and accessories. We must play a game of matching with the makeup and clothes so that the bots look sharp and correct for the show they are about to put on. Get it wrong and they will begin to get furious. Fail too many times and they will jump scare you. This can be very fun and also can make the bots look very stupid with what the Freddy Fazbear Pizzaplex has in store with their shows. But I won't lie in saying that I am curious and want to see this show. Finally, we have the last minigame in the backstage section of this game. It is the final boss in Roxy. We are pretty much doing what we were doing in the staff bot minigame. But if you remember from Security Breach, Roxy has some self-esteem issues. There is a meter that goes up every time we look away from Roxy, and she becomes insecure and begins threatening us to look at her. Do not let this meter get full or else she will jump scare you. You need to do 3 different looks for her before she is satisfied with the outcome. After completing a certain number of minigames, you will see corrupted files show up and are unable to play them. for now. Anyways, let us move on to the next section of games, food prep. It is time to get into customer service mode as we start off with L chips. We must make the order based on what the staff bots want. Going through multiple rushes, the game gets harder the later the rushes become. The items you have to pick from is the 4 drinks on your left, sides in your front, and meals on your right, where you enter a code to cook and serve it. Also, having a sauce gun to pick what sauce they want on their food. The meals start off easy, but get more complicated the longer your shift goes on. Fail to complete the orders within the time limit and you get jump scared by the chef bot. The stress that this can cause is insane, as you can find yourself panicking if you get one wrong and have to remake it. You waste time that you need to finish the orders. Thankfully, you do earn time per meal you complete, but still, remaking food can be a pain. Also, side note, but I do think it is cool to look out and see the main mall area of the Pizzaplex, as I feel way more immersed into this world. Pizza 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 is the next minigame in this section of food prep, and we are in the kitchen downstairs from Chica's security breach mission. We get to make pizza, and I will tell you guys, this game mode freaking sucks. I will explain that in a second, but first I will tell you how this game mode works. The drinks are on the same spot, and right next to them is a side of fries that customers will want. Then we got the sauce that we need to add to the pizzas that we get from getting the dough from the machine on the far right. We actually flatten the dough and put the sauce on it with the toppings of their choosing, and sometimes we have to roll it into a pizzerito. Guess what? This is a problem with the game mode, as sometimes putting it into the machine does not like it and has to be pixel perfect. Also, we cannot fail once because we aren't making food for the staff bots. We are making it for Chica, as she will run in and steal the food you make. It really sucks as we waste so much time to roll the pizzeria. I will give you some advice on that. You prep your drinks and start to roll your dough once you complete your order, as the few seconds you save can save your life in the game. Definitely will not want to replay this again. That is all from food prep for now, so let us go into staff only. We kick things off with cold storage, where Glamour Freddy is put into the freezer as he malfunctioned, and now the birthday boy's cake is stuck inside of him. Pause. We need to take Freddy apart to get the cake out of his chest cavity. We first need to thaw Freddy out by using the temp gun. We can't use it too long, as Freddy can overheat and kill you. You will then need to use the right tools to open Freddy's arms and replace his power sources to open up his chest cavity. You need to cool down Freddy's chest as he begins to overheat, and then take the cake out and place it on the plate. Afterwards, you must grab the other cake from the other plate, and then Freddy will tell you,
"You are my superstar."
Oh yeah, I did stream the day 1 release of the game, and if you guys want to support me, my Twitch channel is a way to do so. Next up, we got the Helpy minigames. Helpy is used as a first aid training aid. You will get random injuries to fix on Helpy, and I did not get all of the ones during my playthrough, but I will tell you that the monitor gives you a good demonstration on what you need to do to fix him. Some of the things you do will cause him to scream, so you need to put on a gas mask to calm him down. Which is really fucked up, as why not leave it on him to keep him calm the entire time? Helpy's screaming will also attract the animatronic in the vent, and you must calm him down and then look towards where the animatronic is coming from, whether it is in the vents or behind the curtain in front of you. The only difference for the first aid sections after first aid 1 is that a TV ad is likely to play due to new sponsorships from FNAF 6. You need to turn off the TV with the remote, as this is noise and it will attract the animatronic in the vents, which for this section of the game is Pig Patch for First Aid 1 and Lefty for First Aid 2. The final mini game style for this section is Fizzy Faz. Fizzy Faz is this game's night-based system where you need to create combinations of drinks. Night 1 isn't too bad, as you just need to wait on the staff bots to send you the ingredients and create the drink based on what the order screen states. You can even speed up this process by hitting the fast forward button on the ingredient you need more of. Night 1 goes by pretty easy, and Night 2 ups the difficulty with the art of breaks. After a certain point, the boss will stop moving and will need to take a break by hitting the pause button. If you not give them a break, not only will you lose time on not having the ingredients for your drink, but you also have to shut down the workplace for a certain period to stop the boss from killing you. Do it 3 times, or don't complete the orders, and you will get killed. It's crazy how we aren't even halfway done with the minigames yet. Holy crap. Fastcade starts off with Bonka-Bon. It is a whack-a-mole based game where you earn points by hitting the bonbons, bonnettes, and the plush babies. Finally, we have justice for that piece of shit game mode in the first Help Wanted! You earn 1 point for hitting bonbon and bonnet, 5 points for hitting the plush babies, which you have to hit them 3 times to make them go away or they will jump scare you. You can lose 3 points though by hitting Helpy. Match the points you need each round for 3 rounds, and then you win. This game is fun, but some of the hit registration doesn't work and can really throw you off on your hits. Now it is time to DJ with DJ Music Man. It is a nice matching game where you look on the screen in front of you to match the icons, which in turn matches the tune that Music Man wants to hear. Fail 3 times and he will attack you. We unlock the Advanced class next, and it is the same with an added twist of needing the Faz Cam. We use the camera to get rid of the mini music men that will pop up out of random holes around the room and sometimes in front of you. Just flash the camera at them and do what you did before to beat the minigame. Next up we got bowling! Finally we get to actually bowl at Bonnie Bowl. This has been 2 years in the making since we had been wanting this since Security Breach was released. It isn't your normal bowling session though, as random events will happen throughout the game. Bonnie's face will slowly move towards you and you must hit the pins through his mouth to stop him. The gators from Monty Golf will pop in and out to block your ball from hitting the pins as it disappears when the gators touch it. Moon will show up randomly and you need to shine your flashlight on him to make him go away. Finally, a plush baby will start running down the lane to attack you, and you need to roll the ball and hit them. Why do I feel like we're going to regret messing with these plush babies? Next up, we got Phaser Blast. Phaser Blast returns as a carnival-based game where you need to use the Phaser Blaster to hit the stars in space to get a big high score. Just shoot to earn points. It gets more complicated on the last minigame of this section with us going to Phaser Blast Western. We follow Cowboy Foxy on his journey on the run through the Western era world. You also get a new target where you use throwing balls to hit the bigger targets. You have to switch in between the two to get a new high score, and it is kind of challenging as you need to be decently precise with the balls to hit the targets. Also, I mentioned the plush babies, and now they are an issue.
You should have known I'd find you.
They will randomly pop up while you are taking out the targets, and you must hit them with either the balls or the laser from the Phaser Blaster. They aren't too bad to deal with, so I will let it slide since I barely had any issues with them during this minigame. Jesus Christ, I am actually past 30% done now. We are needed to fix the carousel in the carousel minigame to start off the Tickaboo section of the game. We kick it off by having to replace the power supply to get the carousel to start moving. Once it starts moving, the fun truly begins. Moon will randomly start riding the ride, and you need to focus your flashlight on him to get him to back away. The next task to do is to replace the switches and turn them to the right spot to regain some more power for the ride to move, and to begin to get the lights working. Now this next part was confusing to me when I first played it, but you need to put the blue and yellow pieces into the right spot and then solder it to repair the chip, and boom, the ride is fully functional again, and oh fuck, I just caught the thing on fire. We need to survive another minute as the literal last minute resets need to settle. This session is short as we got our last one for this being Foxy's Log Ride. Probably my favorite thing in Help Wanted 1's Curse of Dreadbear DLC. We get a sequel, and it is a fun ride as you get to go on a relaxing ride and shoot targets to earn a rank in Pirate Foxy's crew. This ride is based on the Cowboy Foxy adventure that we saw earlier from Faster Blast Western. It is just a boat ride where nothing really happens. For now. We are finally in the game that was the main focus of advertising. Welcome to the recreation of FNAF Sister Location. Help wanted to remake some of the levels in Sister Location, and the first one is Ballora Gallery. Holy fuck, this was a pain! There isn't much info on how to complete this minigame, and you kind of just play it to learn. Now, this is probably the most terrifying minigame in the entire game. You have to physically crawl through the gallery, and it plays the same way like it does in Sister Location. The only difference is that when crawling, if you go too far away from your goal or go off exploring, you get jump scared by Biddy Bab that is lurking in the shadows, and mini arenas that will notify Ballora of your location if you do not throw them away. Yes, the way you can lure Ballora away is by throwing the mini arenas across the room. You have 6 minutes to crawl across to the exit. A good strategy for the minigame is to move as quick as possible until you hear Ballora begin looking for you, where once she does, you move back 1 movement and wait for her to pass. Now, what makes this terrifying is the voice lines you can hear from Ballora throughout the entire crawl. Take a listen.
Is someone there? Perhaps not. I can hear someone creeping through my room. Why do you hide inside your walls when there's music in my house? All I see is an empty room, no joy, an empty tomb. It's so good to sing all day, to dance, to spin, to fly away.
Now, if you hear her say,
Don't be shy.
she has found you. She will jump scare you. This minigame took me hours to complete because I was doing so much trial and error. It really captures the scariness of the entire game. This is also why on the scare factor, this is probably the best minigame in the entire game. You can also fuck off on me replaying this again. Next up, we got Breaker Room. This is the remake of Funtime Freddy's room after you crawl through Ballora Gallery in FNAF Sister Location. You must pull and hold the levers to charge each breaker whilst also keeping Funtime Freddy in check with the megaphone that speaks in Bonbon's voice to lure them away. You need to keep an eye on where he is at in the room and point the megaphone at him so that it can register to move back to his previous movement. The longer you hold each lever and lever combination, the more he moves. Get the breaker room to full power and bam, the game is done. Finally, we have Office Private Room. Wait, hold on. If this is what I think it is, we need to set the tone. There we go. Much better. This is the secret ending private room where when you walk through Funtime Auditorium, but instead you go left and enter the private room door. It's Ender's boss fight. Ender will move around the building and try to find a way in. You must look around on the cameras to see which entryway he will come out of. Then when he is about to attack, an audio stinger will play and you just need to shut the door before he walks right in and scoops out your insides. This is really cool and it can be challenging as you don't actually hear him leave and must either be really good at guessing or you need to use power looking at the cameras to find him. The night leaves you with just barely enough power to do anything by the end of the night, so you have a tough challenge ahead. That is it for the main mini games. Wait, what? That is it? No, it's not. As you probably noticed, there are glitch files that resemble William Afton's glitch trap form, and they are unplayable in this place. That is where the gift system comes into play for the game. I didn't even notice this until the Mystic Hippo said something, but all the way back to after I completed Fizzy Faz Night 2, I got the gumball machine, but I failed to notice the other prize sitting in the machine after grabbing it. So when I was told,
You are ready. Use the key to confront the darkness.
I was very confused until I went back to the computer and saw the Fazred from Ruin. You then realize that you now have the key to the door, so you rush over and put it into the slot to begin unlocking it like you would in Ruin. The door opens and you see it. Princess Quest 4. You don't have a coin to play the game though, so what are you supposed to do? While looking to your right, you see the jammer from FNAF Ruin, where you couldn't take off the mask until you pulled it down to turn it off. You pull it down and then you read the poster. Clocking out already? Take off your mask. This is where we realize that we are wearing the Vanny mask the entire time. As we exit the room, we realize where exactly we are. This is the FNAF 6 location from Security Breach. We just were in our own fake world where nothing could go wrong. We teleport back and see that the computer has turned into the terminal from Ruin, and we must now face the reality of hard mode. The glitch files now can be played, and this is the final stretch of the entire game. We kick off the hard mode minigames with another salon from Roxy, except this time she is ruined. I will talk more about the story later, but for now we need to do exactly what we did before by matching what was on the screen with what we need makeup and accessory wise. Also need to look at her to keep her from attacking you because you're not paying enough attention to her. There is another problem added to this. Roxy will sometimes glitch and begin to freak out. You must use her Roxy marketed walkie-talkie that plays a message to calm her down. Keep matching 3 times and she will give up, and you must put on her ruined mask. She will also state,
Now leave me alone! I need to think. Where could he be hiding? Everyone.
This is hinting at the story, which I will talk about later in the video. The second and last minigame of this section is Arts and Crafts Loft. Now this is where the scare and anxiety factor goes up. We are in Sun and Moon's loft from Security Breach, and we need to paint and make another paper pal. We start off by painting very interesting pictures. Like, my god, this is supposed to be for kids. We have 2 newly added colors in cyan and sparkly gray. We just paint the picture given and then bam, done and done. There you go, son. Hope this makes you feel better.
Oh, wow, this'll look great on the fridge.
Motherfucker! After finishing the painting, the lights go dark. Now we are in nap time. We have a flashlight and we need to use it to look around and see what we are doing and where the items are that we need. It doesn't have a long battery life and needs to be recharged quickly, which can really suck as we also need to fend off Moon. He will pop up randomly in the area and will get closer to you. You need to shine your light on him to make him disappear. This is a game about patience. You need to make the paper pal and boom, you're done with section 2. Oh, hey, Sun is back. Wait, no! Go fuck yourself, son. Finally, we need to make the paper pal and color it. Now, another thing to note for this section with Moon, there isn't a time limit. You can take as much time as possible to make the paper pal and keep Moon at bay. Finally, you are done and Sun just looks so defeated. See you later, prick. Now, we are in the part of the game where a couple of the sections only have one minigame in them, so I will just be labeling them as the minigame. This is the Fazbear Theater. It's a little run down since, well, Gregory came through. We are working the concession stand and we need to make food for our loyal customer, Chica! That's right, Chica is back to judge our food like Gordon Ramsay if he was a serial killer for people who make bad food. We just look at what is needed to be made on the screen again. Left side has your drinks, right side has your popcorn and overpriced food. Right next to it is the snacks sauce spouts right in front of us. and a blendy maker with the instructions on how to make each blendy. Don't make the mistake I made when I was creating some of these, as they are called blendies, not chugs. Because Chica's main drink is called a Chica Chug, and she kept getting mad when I was making that mistake. Even though I'm only making $7 an hour here. I need to get my Valorant skins because I want to look cool in front of my friends. Or I want to feel fucked since I was only on Valentine's Day, and Riot really knows how to fuck you with their prices. After completing an order, you get met with the second threat to Chica's distasteful food. And that is the endos. Endos will spawn in your room, and you need to keep an eye on them before they get too close and scare them away with the Faz Cam. They need to be pretty close too, as you can't just flash them to make them reset to the beginning every time they move. Just complete all the orders and bam, that is it for the theater. We are back to helping Helpy. He really hurt himself this time. We do get some new injuries playing First Aid 3. It is just like the other ones, except that this time it is with Scrap Baby, which is the scariest animatronic from FNAF 6 in my opinion. Seriously though, like the first two of First Aids, I can't fully explain the minigame as I never got all the injuries in my run on the game. Just look at the monitor and fix what is wrong with him. If you do want a full walkthrough on First Aid, I will leave this video by the Game Archivist in the description below. The big meat and bones of this section is the final 3 nights of Fizzy Faz. Night 3 adds a new mechanic into the game by having supervisor orders in the mix. You need to make these ones quickly as they give you less time to do so, and you still need to make the main order you were given as well because they can and will catch you mid-order. Nothing else is really added to the night, so just play it out until you make all of the orders. Night 4 doesn't mess around either, as we get new things left and right. For one, we have a new ingredient, salt. Salt is now added to your ingredients list and will have its own bot to look out for. Next, we got spoilage. If your ingredient dispensers get full and the staff bot adds more to it, it will become contaminated and spoiled to where you need to completely trash it. This can screw you over if the same bot needs to go on break and you need it for the orders. Finally, we have Chica. Ah, damn it, how many minigames are you fucking in? She is in the garbage area and you need to watch her as she will randomly leave it to go to one of your stations to make it unusable. So you have to trash some ingredients to make her go back to the garbage. I wouldn't say this is hard, just can become overwhelming with all the breaks and orders you have to make. Thankfully, Night 5 doesn't add anything new to the tasks list to do. Only thing it adds is my stomach after Taco Bell. Repeat what you did on night 4 and you should be set. I will tell you my strategy for these last 2 nights. Just wait for the ingredients to build up and then send the order you made out so that you don't have to worry about waiting for new ingredients to show up. And that break shouldn't interfere with the production of the Fizzy Faz drinks. The final minigame in this section is Endo Warehouse. This was a bitch to complete. It is a matching game where you need to teach the new Endo how to interact with the kids safely. You go through grade levels in school on how to act with certain customers. The only problem is getting it wrong because you are also distracted by endos coming to kill you. Just like the theater minigame, you need to have the endos get close enough to you to scare them away with the Faz Cam. Holy shit, this was worse than Below Gallery, and I changed my opinion and that I never want to play this again. Here we go with another big round. We start off with Bunkabon bonus round. It is like the first but different. Not really. It's the exact same concept from the first one, only this time once you get through the main 2 rounds of the minigame, some eyes will appear and when you hit them, the game breaks and needs to be rewired. You put the numbers in the order that the wires need to go into. Once you do that, you can play the final round. Following that, we jump into DJ Music Man Pro, the final DJ Music Man training course. I will say seeing his silhouette in the dark is pretty fucking terrifying. We hit start and he is ruined. Yes, pun intended. The pro lesson adds a new switch to the game where you add more to the music. This can trip you up as the game doesn't tell you there is a new switch when loading into the game, so you are stuck wondering how the hell you get these new images. The switch is next to the turn switches and you need to pull it up or down to find the image DJ Music Band wants. The DJ Music Band will appear for you to flash them with the Faz Cam. Go through 5 rounds and boom, you can now DJ at Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex. Fazbear Blast makes a new appearance with the FNAF 1 location. You have to play 5 Nights at Freddy's in this game mode. There's also a new target to hit with the dart gun added into the mix. The dart gun is used to pop balloons and shatter glass bulbs. How the balls can't shatter the glass, I have no idea. This is where multitasking is fucking put up to the max. You need to keep switching between targets, whilst also keeping Freddy and the game from jump scaring you, which can hurt your high score. On top of it, the plush babies can sometimes become harder to find. I do still love the abuse they are getting in this game as a whole, since they are arguably the most annoying game mode in Help Wanted 1. Yes, I know I keep repeating it, but my hatred for these fucking things is massive. If you thought FNAF 1 was overstimulating, then boy do I have a treat for you in FNAF 2. This entire time we have never had to look left and right. Well, since FNAF 2 has so many openings, they use the side curtains as the vents. This one, you need to try to prevent the animatronics from entering your office by doing certain tasks. The one continuous task is that you need to wind up the music box with the Fazbear Blaster. Keep it going as the puppet won't be happy since she also blocks your arrow from going up past the yellow point. Next, you need to use the cameras to see who is coming next. Mangle shows up in her respective vent. Same thing with Wither Bonnie, Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, and Balloon Boy. You need to open the vent to pop their balloons with the dart gun. Toy Freddy shows up after looking at Cam Tan, and when he does, you need to put on the Freddy mask to hide from him. Foxy will appear in the Parsons service room, and you need to turn on the office light and destroy him using the balls by hitting the targets on his body. Keep doing this routine of checking the cams, winding up the music box, and dealing with the plush babies. You are set for success. Now that is it for Fazcade for now. This one is short and sweet since it really doesn't change much. After we burn the carousel down in the first one, we go back to try and make it run again. You literally do the exact same pattern you did last time, only Jackamone is here and is more aggressive with when he spawns and moves. Put all the parts together and survive the last minute reboot and you're all good for this minigame. Here we go guys, the final stretch of the minigames. We start off with Breaker Room Hard Reset, pretty much the Funtime Freddy room from earlier. Instead of Funtime Freddy, we have Yendo. Yendo is the endoskeleton of Funtime Freddy, and he is in the breaker room with you while you are trying to reset it. He is actually harder to see in the dark, so keep a very close eye when the lights are flickering. He works the same way as Funtime Freddy since he is the endoskeleton of him, and will respond to Bonbon's voice to go back to the stage. Just match the breakers like you did earlier, and you will complete the minigame. Next up, we have Office 2 Puppet Master. We need to prevent Ballora from entering the office the same way we prevented Ennard from earlier. Do I do it? Ah, fuck it, why not? We are in the office after all. Simply just watch the cameras to see where Ballora will be coming from or where the Biddy Babs and Minarinas are draining your power from. Yes, throughout the night, you need to look at the cameras to find either the Biddy Babs or Minarinas and control shock them from taking away all your power. There's also a Biddy Bab that will crawl through the vent in front of you and attack you when it gets close enough. There will also be Minarinas that will climb onto your door switches so that you can't close the door until you pull them off. Repeat this until you hit 6 AM and you're set. Oh hey, another office phase, let's go! We get to hear the music again. Woo! We get a whole crew to watch out for tonight as Funtime Freddy will appear at either doors or vent and send Bonbon after you whenever he feels after letting you know that he is going to attack. Funtime Foxy is like Foxy from FNAF 1 as you need to keep an eye on his cove until he leaves it. Once he does, he will run down the right hallway and you need to shut the door as he is fast. Finally, we have Funtime Chica? Yes! For once, Funtime Chica can be a threat in the game, and you have her cupcake in the office. You use the cupcake to keep Chica from getting close to your office by switching sides with it to keep her going back and forward from each hallways from outside the office. Put it on the opposite side that she is on and she will walk all the way around to get it. Keep this up till 6 a.m. and you are golden. Oh my god, another office phase. You know what that means?
Uh-oh. It's so dark. When the lights go out, we pass the time by playing make-believe. Let's play Office.
Oh no. Yep, the final minigame is dealing with the plush babies. Baby is in control of what goes down. First, you need to play hide and seek. You must look at the cameras to find the plush babies and give them a controlled shock. They do like to hide well. I would suggest looking for their eyes in dark areas as they could be hiding in plain sight with the lights being so dark. Find enough of them and we move on to game 2. Flashlight tag. It is the exact same minigame from Help Wanted 1 where you need to shine your light on the plush babies to make them go away. This one lasts for a while, but it is easier since they can only be in the hallways, so there isn't much places they could hide. They get quicker at appearing the more time the game lasts, so be quick. You actually can see me pause whenever I get done with this as I know what is to come next and I'm not prepared for it. Red light, green light. This is stressful. Plush babies will begin to appear. One on the left, one on the right, and one in the vent. You need to keep each of them at a safe distance by shining your light on them to make them stop. However, you keep your light on one and the others move. It is a game of management, keeping them at bay for long enough to switch to another one for a period of time. 60 seconds is all you have to beat and you win. They do get close to you by the end where you just need to switch fast between them until time is up. Afterwards, you get to see Baby. She comes to you with some ice cream. You get to eat some ice cream and not have the same fate as Elizabeth from Sister Location. Though you do die on this if you don't take it and have to do the entire minigame over again. I now hate the fact I abused the plush babies. Nah, actually, I'm not upset. They fucking deserved it. You are probably asking now on what is the ending for the game. We did all the minigames, right? Well, kind of, but that is the next topic. There are 2 endings in this game. The first one we unlock by collecting figures. These figures are acquired by playing the minigames. After a certain number of minigames that we play, we unlock a new figure and we are going to try and build the Faztron. The figures are of Freddy, Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, Golden Freddy, and the puppet. However, building it will set in motion the first ending, which I will call the sad ending. You get captured by staff bots after seeing Glitchtrap's hand appear from the recharge station. It is dark. Then you begin to power on. You have become a victim of William Afton and you go on to become Maskbot from the Ruin DLC. The ending, you are seen giving Cassie the Vanny mask that we have been wearing this whole time. This is said because of who we are. The Faz Wrench, the Vanny mask, and the desire to play Princess Quest 4. We are Cassie's father. Need more proof? Let us get into the second ending. The final ending of Help Wanted 2 is achieved by playing Princess Quest 4. How do we do it? There are hints that appear after certain minigames. These hints are what you use to get the secret ending. I will tell you exactly what to do though to get these secrets, and I will do them in order from easiest to hardest. The first one we need to go to is Office 2 Puppet Master. This is because Ballora is on the door. Yes, I'm doing it again for this section. It is pretty short though. All you have to do is open the top left drawer on the desk and you will find a pin pad. Then you need to put in 1983. It is like the panel from the secret office fight from Sister Location, which gave us this banger tune of Watcher 6. Once you do that, a plushie of the puppet will be handed to you by Glitchtrap. Grab it and then you can exit the minigame. Yes, I know Markiplier competed the minigames again, but you don't need to do that when grabbing them. Now we know we are grabbing plushies of the animatronics, and that is how you get the puppets. Let's get Golden Freddy next. This one might be confusing, but it isn't that hard to do either. You need to make the graveyard drink. You go to Fizzy Faz Night 3 and mix all the ingredients together with some of the Soda-Roni from the can in the mix. I don't think you have to do this while the building is shut down, but I hit the button and did it anyways for safe measures. Mix them together, and while the building is shut down, send it. I trashed it at first and confused myself, but you need to send it like an order and you will get the golden Freddy plushie. We do Chica next. Wait, what did I just say? The hint states that you need to throw Chica's in the trash, and that means all of Chica's branded food in the Fazbear Theater needs to be thrown in the trash can right below you. That means you throw her drink, Blendy, lemon bar, and chowder in the trash can to get her plushie. I know it isn't that hard to do, but it is more confusing just seeing her heads being thrown in the garbage can. Here we go with Bonnie's as tilt backwards. This is when you need to repair the Bonkabon machine and you put the wires in order from the number code. However, to get the plushie, you need to put the wires in reverse. It took me a couple of tries, but it was decently easy, just not as easy as the others. Once you put it in reverse order, just bonk it with the hammer and you get the Bonnie plushie. We get to take another ride with Foxy, as if we look up above Mystic Hippo's area, you will see Helpy getting hit with balls. Whenever we are on the log ride, we will see Helpy pointing. We hit him and he turns the other direction, which switches the tracks into going into a different location of the log ride. It becomes glitched and now we have a threat in Jacko Moon. We need to hit the yellow switch before we get too close to him or he will kill us. Now, we are looking for 4 blue stars in this ride. There is one hidden in each section of the ride. First one is on the streamer lights in the first part of the glitched town. After hitting the second Helpy, you go into a glitched game of chicken. The second star is on top of one of the doors. Be ready for the third Helpy as he moves across the minecart tracks at the top of your screen. Going through a final ride through the town, the star will be on the long path on your right to hit. Finish the ride to get to the cake, and the final star is on it. Once you hit that, instead of going back to Captain Foxy to get your rank, you float down the river to a chest. In it is Glitch Trap ready to hand you the Foxy plushie. It's not so bad as the others, just that if you miss either one of the Helpies or stars, you have to restart. This last one is a pain in the ass. The hardest one is, of course, Freddy's. This one takes place in all 5 Phasor Blasts. Yes, I said 5. You need to hit rockets in each of the first 3 Phasor Blasts. The first one is in space, second one flies behind the train in Western, and the third one shows up randomly in the FNAF 1 office. The last thing you need to do is what you are seeing now. It is not getting jump scared by the puppet and defeating all the animatronics without dying. Do the same thing you did before, except you cannot lose at all. Keep an eye on who is where, as if you miss one, you need to restart. As the rockets were hit, more things were happening around the Phasor Blast area until you defeat all the FNAF 2 animatronics. Once that happens and you do everything right, the carnival will burn to ash. This unlocks Phasor Blast FNAF 3. This is a secret minigame where in the burnt down area, Springtrap will appear. You first need to break down his body with the balls to expose his organ balloons. Then you need to shoot the balloons with the dart gun. You do all this while getting rid of the plush babies too, by the way. Finally, you must shoot the target on his chest with the Phasor Blaster. That causes a cardboard jump scare and Freddy's plushie will appear right after. That is the final plush, and we must go to Mystic Hippo, who now has the coin we have been looking for. The coin that will let us play Princess Quest 4. We finally get to play the finale of Princess Quest, and my god, this can be difficult. For one thing, you can play it like an actual arcade if you want. I can't say though that you can just teleport past everything to make it easier, but I wanted to give it a try, and if you don't like the authentic feel or it's too hard for you, you can just use the buttons and thumbstick on your VR controllers. You go through the castle to find a key in a chest where you must take it to an oddly familiar green lock. However, you open the lock and walk into a room with a player on an arcade machine. Yes, you walk into our room. We are trapped inside of the game now. After swinging our sword at us, we fade to white and then come back to see the princess staring at us. The words "take it" on the arcade machine. We grab the sword and now we are off on our adventure to find the king. We must go through battling the evil black spores. Wait, that sounds kind of... You know what? Never mind, this isn't going up in February. I do love the tornado attack strategy as they can't really hit you doing it, so yeah, that's how you can get through them. We find a key in one of the chests and come out to a gravesite. You can't just light them all up randomly, but if you put them in this order on the screen, you can get a Bonnie mask Easter egg. The graves open the door to the king where you trade your Vanny mask for the glitch trap plushie from Help Wanted 1. Once doing so, the door opens to the sister location elevator. This elevator takes you into a claw machine with Vanny staring right at you. Moon comes down and sticks his hand out for something. He wants you to give him the plushie. After grabbing it, Moon will drop it in the hole, and Vanny will grab it to fully see Glitch Trap in full form. William will wave at Vanny, but Vanny isn't under his control anymore and crushes the remains of William, hoping to destroy him for good. Then she leaves into the darkness, and that is the ending of the game. Now, what is the true canon ending of this game? How do we know this is Cassie's father? I have an answer to both. Cassie's father was a Fazbear technician who found the Princess Quest arcade machine back when he was working at the Pizzaplex. He found this strange feeling of needing to free someone from it. But who? Why? And how? Playing all the Princess Quest arcade machines and Security Breach, we know frees Vanessa from the grasp of William Afton. However, William isn't destroyed. Cassie's dad becomes obsessed with Princess Quest, and I believe he did free Vanessa, but then William retook control of her through the Vanny mask. He wants to find the last arcade machine. One day, Cassie's father goes missing. She has no idea where he went. He was in this world created by Glitchtrap to free himself. The world we start off in is revealed to not be real. We are in the FNAF 6 location and it is in ruins. Cassie's dad has been led there by Glitchtrap, and Princess Quest 4 is there to be played, but only after he does his bidding. Cassie's dad ends up looking for the secrets to play the arcade machine, and when he does and completes it, William thinks he is free. Unfortunately, Vanessa is already free due to Gregory's interference in Security Breach, and William is hopefully killed off for good in the franchise. The Bonnie mask we find is just a hint on who we play as, since Cassie's dad's favorite animatronic was always Bonnie. However, he can't rest for long. There is still something at the Pizzaplex. Cassie's dad learns from the broken Candy Cadet about the Mimic. I would recommend V-Gaming's video where they play the whole story so you can understand where this comes from. He learned about the Mimic, but needed to finish Princess Quest. Now he is trapped in the Princess Quest game. This is where he becomes the mask bot. He is trapped and the only way out is through the mask. This is only a theory, but this is all we got right now until the next game installment. I believe he gets the mask back from the king and he somehow possesses the mask bot to try and prevent his daughter from going down to find the Mimic. We now know that if you do the Afton ending in Security Breach, William Afton actually isn't there. In fact, it is the Mimic who we fight. However, since Princess Quest 3 is the true ending for the game, we never go down there at all, and it needs a way to get out, which is where it lures Cassie by mimicking as Gregory in Ruin to be let out. It shows that both endings come to life in Help Wanted 2, as the sword is seen in the mask world in Ruin in Vanny's room, showing that the Vanny persona is dead, and that Maskbot does give Cassie the mask at the beginning of Ruin so that she can see the security rabbit and have him stop you from reaching down below the pits. Only unknown to Cassie's dad, the animatronics became hostile because of Vanny's control over them, except for Freddy. In a world of obsession, Cassie's dad ends up endangering his daughter and wants to fix it before it's too late. This brings the timeline of Help Wanted 2 taking place in between Security Breach and its Ruin DLC.